Hello, everyone. Welcome to Success with Omnisend webinar, Optimize your Omnisend account for Black Friday. My name is Yurata, and I work as a customer support manager here at Omnisend, and I will be hosting this webinar for today. So I truly hope that you can hear me well and see my presentation. In case you don't, just drop a quick message. So this webinar is being recorded. If you need to run out earlier, I promise to share this recording as soon as we have it. So in a couple of days, with everyone who registered initially. We also have a Q&A section in this webinar, so see that below. You can ask questions during this meeting, and also you can also use chat for those questions. I will try and answer those as we go or after the meeting. Okay, so our agenda for today is to go through the steps how you can prepare your e-commerce store better for the Black Friday season, what automation flows you should enable on your Omnisend account, and the best times and audience segments to send your campaigns to during this season. So Black Friday is approaching, and statistics show that shoppers spend more time shopping. They spend more and purchase more each year. In fact, the spend each year is growing by 20 to 30%. So that's why you need to have a clear marketing strategy and start preparing for the season in advance. What I will do today, I will cover the most important areas of what you need to prepare to make the most out of this Black Friday. Okay, so let's begin. So how should you start preparing your store? What we truly recommend is enabling more sign-up forms. You can add additional pop-ups. You can have an immediate pop-up on your store. You can have an exit intent pop-up. So you can set up more than one pop-up on your store. And what's really important is that you start promoting Black Friday on your forms. So use that promotion to grab your visitors' attention on the store. You can either adjust the current forms that you already have set up on your store, or you can, as mentioned, create the new forms. So use the pop-up. If you wish to have an exit intent pop-up, so those will help you grab your customers, your visitors, once they are ready to leave the store. You can change the settings once you are creating the new form or the current form that you have. You can change the topic in the theme step, and you can choose the exit intent pop-up. So make sure your pop-ups promote Black Friday deals to grab your visitors' attention. Another thing that we truly recommend you setting up is a landing page. So you can have a dedicated landing page sign-up form for the Black Friday season. And you can share that one on the social networks that you have. So you can post it on Facebook, you can post it on Instagram, Twitter, any networks that you use. And this way you will drive more traffic to your store. So that's another great thing that you should already start setting up before the Black Friday season. What we also recommend is actually creating a collection dedicated for Black Friday deals. How can this be helpful? Well, it's a quick access to the best promotions that you have on your store, and how convenient that can be for your customers. So as soon as they enter your store, they see a collection, focusing on the Black Friday deals, and they can go ahead and research that collection right away. And more, you will be able to send specific discounts dedicated to that collection only, or just lead your customers once you start sending the promotions to that specific collection. So you will be able to use that URL in your campaigns. And actually, this tip is great for not just for the Black Friday season, but for any holiday seasons that you have. So you might consider having this for the upcoming Christmas as well. Just have a dedicated collection to grab your visitors' attention. One more thing that you can do is add a banner on your store, just showing off your promotions right away. So just once again, your store can have more forms. Those can start promoting Black Friday deals already to grab your customers' attention. You can create a dedicated collection focusing on the deals, on the Black Friday deals specifically. And you can also add a banner on your store just to take even more attention on what is happening. Okay, so once your store is ready and you have subscribers coming in, make sure you have all of the automation set up to help you engage your audience. So apart from the usual welcome emails that you can set up on your store to welcome every single subscriber coming into your store, subscribing to your newsletters, what we really recommend is setting an abandoned cart emails, an abandoned cart automation flow. Actually, on average, only 3 out of 10 abandoned carts are actually purchased. So imagine how many carts are left behind, and you will definitely notice that you will have so many abandoned carts during the Black Friday weekend. So make sure you have abandoned cart flow set up to do the work for you. So as soon as you have it set up and the customer abandons your cart, we will send that automation automatically, and you will not have to do anything about it. So have your abandoned cart. You can either have the usual abandoned cart. The most converting one is the free email series ones for the email channel, if you're only using email channel. So you can have the first email come out after 1 hour. You can have the second email go out after 12 hours, and the last one after 24 hours. The most important part here is that you include, of course, the product the customer abandoned in that email, and we will add it automatically to the email. You will see that in the preset template, the block for the abandoned product. You should also make sure that you add a link to your refund policy, because customers are, when they buy online, they really want to make sure that they can return the item if they're not happy with it, or for example, if they're buying clothes and the dress doesn't fit, so they want to make sure that they can return it or exchange it. So include that returns policy in the abandoned cart and make it easier for your visitor for your browser to make the decision. You should also add contact details, so in case they have any questions, they can contact you directly, and most importantly, add a discount. So they abandoned the cart. There can be various reasons why they did that, but a little incentive, might help them change their mind. And of course, you can grow the discount with the many emails that you send, depending on the workflow preset that you have. So that's the email one. If you use our pro features and you have access to omnichannel, then make sure you also use that, as it will definitely grab more customers. So what we suggest, what we recommend this Black Friday is setting up a push notification to pop up after 15 minutes when the customer left the cart. Then an email after 12 hours in case they did not react to the push notification, and then finish the flow. Important message here is that if you don't have an opt-in for the push notification or on any other channel that you use, make sure you click the pass non-opt-in customers to the next step when you're setting up the flow. In that case, if I don't have the push notification opt-in, I will immediately move to the email one, and I will get an email after 12 hours. And then you can also add Facebook ads to even to boost the sales and use Facebook custom audience retargeting to send the message after 24 hours if they still don't make a purchase. So those two flows for abandoned cart that we recommend. Okay. Another thing, another flow that you should set up, of course, is the order confirmation. So once the order is placed, you send the order confirmation to your customer. If you don't have that on your e-commerce store, so you can set it easily up on Omnisend. And then the shipping confirmation. And in fact, you can use shipping confirmation to upsell your customers. So statistics show that shipping confirmation emails have great open rates. So why not to use that to make more sales? Add a bonus, add a discount code in your shipping email, and invite that customer to buy something again. So add something for their next purchase. So use shipping confirmation to upsell your customers. And the final flow that we recommend, enabling for the Black Friday season, is customer reactivation. So some customers, well, it really depends on your store, but in some cases we say that the customer is not that active, well, more passive customer, after 30 days. So if they did not purchase anything in the last 30 days, they kind of become a little bit passive. That's why customer reactivation workflow will help you grab those customers back and invite them to make a purchase. But I think the most important here is to actually look at, just research, just consider the business that you have, because for some of the businesses, if I buy some sort of long-term products, I might not need them for 90 days or even longer. So in that case, you can always set your trigger for the customer reactivation to shoot the first message after 90 days or 120 days. So think about that when setting the customer reactivation for your business. Okay, so the four workflows, when we enable those, we prepare the store, we prep the store for the Black Friday, we enable 4 of the automation workflows that I just went through. And then, only then, we can start talking about promotions. So when everything is set up, start preparing your strategy and releasing your promotion strategy live. So tip number one is send to segments instead of all contacts lists. And this is very important. Of course, if you're just opening your store now and you don't have that many subscribers and you don't have that much history about your subscribers, then of course you can send to all of the contacts right away. But if, for example, you're using Omnisend for a while, or if you're moving from another email service provider, or in general, you had the store open for quite a while, you just did not use any email marketing service, and you have that history about the customers, it's super important that you start your sending your communication to the engaged audience. Why? Because if you send to the most engaged audience and they actually open your emails, because they tend to open your emails, you will grow your sender reputation, because email providers, inbox providers, sorry, those will actually see you as a good sender, and your email deliverability will get a lot better rate. So start with sending to the engaged audience. So going through the different segments that you should create for your Black Friday, those are the ones. So number one, engaged audience. And I will quickly go to the product, switch to the product to actually show you how to set those up. The second segment that you should create is new leads. So once you have the new forms set up, you can actually create the segment for new leads. Loyal customers, so customers who are actually already buying from you, and some window shoppers, so those passive customers who are actually looking through your emails but not making any purchases yet. So those are the most important segments to create. Let's switch to product quickly. Okay. Let's switch to product and see how we can create those segments. So the first segment that we are creating is the engaged audience segment. And you will want to send at least 3 campaigns only to the engaged segment at the beginning. This will help you boost your sender reputation, and then you can continue with the remaining contacts. So how do we set up that segment? We want to see, and this is my test store, so you will not see too many contacts in those segments, but what we want to actually get here, and I'm in the audience tab, sorry, I forgot to mention, add filter, so we want to see the customers who actually placed an order from me, and order date is in the last 30 days, so I'm happy with this one. And we also want to add a filter to see the customers who actually opened a campaign from me, also in the last 30 days. So here is the engaged audience. So this is the audience that is actually engaging in my promotional communication. That's the segment that I want to have for sending my first promotions. Once again, it also really depends on the store, how old your store is, how old your contacts are. If you're you have quite a big list, then I would also suggest you to add another filter and check for the number of email campaigns opened. So it also depends on how frequently you send your email campaigns. But the filter, it's here. So number of campaigns opened is at least 3. If I'm sending those quite frequently, so if I send them quite a few a week, then I would add number 3. But if, for example, I only send one campaign every 2 weeks, then of course this filter will not really reflect what I want to see. So I'm removing this one for now. So this is my engaged audience. I'm saving this segment. And I will once again use this segment to send at least 3 campaigns. You can start sending to this segment right away. Preparing your send reputation for the Black Friday. So send around 3 campaigns per week. You can also play with this segment, and you can actually, if you really want to know like the most engaged audience, and if you send a few campaigns a week, then you can minimize the period, not in the last 30 days, but you can do it in 7 days. Then create another segment and send the next campaign to 14 days, to 30 days, and then grow up from there. So you will actually be sending to more and more contacts every single time. Okay, and you will see your segments in the saved segments list as soon as it's saved. Good. So the next one that we want to create is customers who are just signing up. So my leads. How can I see those leads? The best way is you can actually use the email opt-in date. So you know that those customers just recently signed up. So for example, if I just, new leads, if I just enabled my forms now or changed to the Black Friday deals, so I can just use email opt-in date is after the 5th of November. And then, of course, I will probably not have any users here yet. But as soon as the users start coming after the 5th of November, those will be your new leads. Another option, you can add a tag in your forms. So in any forms that you use, you can add different tags, or you can add, if you use specific forms for the Black Friday only, you can add a tag in the settings step, add that new tag, and then you would be able to create a filter here by using the tag. So tag is, and I actually have the Black Friday tag, so then you can use that one. So those would also be the new leads that just signed up through the new forms that you created. So any option is good. Save the segment, and those will be new leads. But just make sure the tag is in your forms. Otherwise, this will not work. So it's either the tag or the email opt-in date is after the certain date. And once again, my new lead segment is in the saved segments. Loyal customers. So we truly want to send better deals to our loyal customers. Why? Because we want to keep them attached to our brand after the Black Friday season as well. So you can use that segment to send more promotions during the Black Friday, because they tend to open your emails. They also tend to buy from you. So use that segment. How do we create the loyal customers segment, or the VAP, however you call it? So we want to see the customers who placed an order, and we want to see the number of orders. So we are filtering here, and number of order placed is at least 3. Once again, this really depends on how active your store is. If you have a lot of customers placing a lot of orders, this number might be higher. But this is what we have now, so at least 3. And of course, we want to see the customers who actually placed those orders in the recent time frame. So order date is in the last either 30 days, or you can grow it to 60 days or 90 days, once again, depending on how active your store is. So if I choose 30 days, I have only one subscriber, but I might have more if I extend this period just something to a little bit longer. So 3 orders in 3 months is quite a good deal. Okay, so those customers would be the customers that actually buy from me frequently. So those are my loyal customers. What you can do with your loyal customers, you can send early bird promotions. You can send exclusive deals. You can mention this to the customers as well, that how you respect their loyalty and how you wish to continue your partnership with them. So offer better deals, and this will help you have those customers for a lot longer. And then the final segment that we are going to create today for your Black Friday season is the window shoppers, or the passive customers. So those customers tend to open or click your campaigns. So they tend to view some products, but they never buy. So how do I create that segment? So we need to add a filter that the customer opened an email campaign in the last 30 days. I'm happy with this one. We also need to add another filter, another rule to this filter. Clicked email campaign link, also in the last 30 days. Okay, so it's either opened the campaign, it's either clicked email campaign. And then we also want to have another filter that will help see the ones that are actually not buying. So they're viewing but not buying. So we want to see placed order and number of product, number of orders placed is equal to 0. It disappeared, so I'll have to create it again. Placed order, number of orders placed is equal to 0. Okay, so they either opened the email campaign, they either clicked the link in the email campaign, but they never placed an order. And we have 28 customers. So those are my passive buyers or window shoppers. Okay. Why are we creating this segment? As mentioned before, we don't want to to send the campaigns, to send our promotions to all of the contacts, because some contacts might no longer be even interested in your deals. So we will cover most of the contacts by using customer reactivation workflows. So promotions, send those to the customers that tend to open your emails or buy from you, or are engaged with your promotions. So for window shoppers, we are creating this segment because they might need a stronger push to actually make that purchase eventually. Okay, so once again, if you just open the store, you will have to skip the segments. You might not be able to create those segments because you might not have the history about the contacts, but you can always import your contacts with having an opt-in date. So if the opt-in date is I don't know, in the last a couple of months, so then you can start building some engaged audiences by using email opt-in date. So try and use those segments, not just send your promotions to the whole list. Okay, And I see we're running out of time, so just quickly to go through a few more tips what you can do with the Black Friday. I'm going back to my presentation. Do a pre-sale, so start early. And of course, those Black Friday, Thanksgiving days, and Cyber Mondays are very busy. So your customers will get so many different promotions. If you start now, you might grab more attention. So start with small deals, start with the engaged audience, start promoting your deals, and that will help you actually get more sales. So promise something for that season. You can even promise free shipping. You can start free shipping right away. Like you can start in the early days. You can start free shipping now, and then promise better deals for the future. And send at least 3 campaigns to your engaged audience starting today. Test your subject lines. You can use our campaign A/B test to actually see what subject line is grabbing more attention. So use that one. We will send 25% to one of the headlines and 25 to the next one, and then the winner campaign will go to the 50%, to the remaining 50% with a headline that actually had better open rates. So use that one to test your subject lines. And I will also share in the additional resources after this meeting, when I send the recording, I will share the most popular headlines, the statistics that we gathered. So maybe you will have some good ideas from those. Create urgency in your emails. So add a deadline that your sale ends Monday. Urgency actually helps you make more sales because it actually affects customers psychologically. So use that one in your promotions as well. And then extend your deals. So most of the companies will finish sending on Monday, their promotions to the customers. That means your email is more likely to be noticed after the Monday. So maybe it's a good idea to extend your deals for another 48 hours and grab those last customers, and encourage them to make the sale. Extend your deals, and then use the send times wisely. So we actually made some studies, and the statistics show that the best times to send the emails for the Black Friday are the following ones. So 10 a.m. or 4 p.m. when most people are either opening their emails to start the day or checking their inbox before finishing their day. So those are great times. And then also 11 p.m. So just, they're checking the emails before going to bed. So use the best times to send your campaigns as well. And that's it. So start sending to the engaged audience already, and start building your subscriber list by using the Omnisend forms with promising the best deals for your Black Friday. And then when the time comes, start sending to the segments that we just created. So make sure you have targeted content for those specific segments. So for the new leads, you might have better deals and exclusive deals for your loyal customers. You might need some push for the window shoppers and etc. So don't send just the general content to your customers. Try more targeted content to the created segments. And that's it. So I really hope that this presentation was useful for you and you learned something new. If If you have any questions, please let me know. I cannot see anything in the chat now, so I'm letting you guys go. I really hope that your Black Friday will help your business grow even better and you make a lot of sales. So once again, if you have any questions, just reach out, and thank you very much for joining today.